I was born in Oakland, California. Rock the cradle. I grew up in an all-Chinese neighborhood. The sleeper. We lived in a big white house. We lived on the first floor. Around the corner. I lived with my mother, my father, my brother, my grandmother, my aunt, and my uncle. Loop the loop. My grandmother took care of me most of the time when I was very young. My parents were busy working, making money. 3-leaf clover. 3-leaf clover. I remember my grandmother would cook Chinese food 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And sometimes she would cook spaghetti. I remember she would cover the big round wooden table with newspapers and use that as a tablecloth. And one day, the newspapers were gone and replaced with a plastic tablecloth. I wondered why. And then I heard my parents talking to my grandmother saying, "They're not going to use newspapers anymore. They're going to do it the sanitary way, the modern way, the Western way." A few days later, I saw pictures of Chinese family eating their meals using newspapers as tablecloths. And I can't help but to think they were making fun of us. The creeper. Recently, my wife was pregnant, and we had to drive from Boulder, Colorado to Santa Cruz, California. She was due in 2 weeks. So I asked the nurse for some emergency information. I said, "What should we do if she delivers out on the highway?" The nurse said, "Bring our newspapers." For newspapers are the cleanest and most sanitary thing you could find around the house. Around the world. Brain twister. Man on a flying trapeze. At the age of 5, we moved to an all-white neighborhood. And for the first time, I realized I was different. I remember I used to go with my parents to look for our new house. They would always come back with their head bowed down low and say nothing. And one day, my father said, "They don't sell houses to Chinese people." Eventually, we did find a house, a beautiful house next to a lake. When we got settled, my father took me to the neighborhood barber for the haircut. The barber said, "I don't cut Chinese people's hair." So my father promptly took me back to Chinatown. Or my best friend in grammar school asked me to his house to play. His mother said, "Where did you find this little boy? You can't play with him. He's from the West Side." Or if you ask people of my generation when they learn how to swim, they'll tell you in the late teens, because in those days they did not allow minorities in public swimming pools. Time has moved on, and many things have changed, and yet many things have not changed. I look up into the sky, and I see the Big Dipper. I look up into the sky, and I see stars shining brightly. I look up into the sky, and I see shooting stars shooting up into the heaven. And I still believe that people will understand